So Ahab sent to all the people of Israel and gathered the prophets together at Mount Carmel. And Elijah came near to all the people and said these words. I love these words. I highlighted them for you, and I want to focus it on them today. It says, how long will you go limping between two different opinions? Can I ask that this morning? How long will you go limping between two different opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people did not answer a word. I'm not sure how you have been reading the Bible as we've been going through this cover-to-cover reading plan, but one of the things that I found helpful for me, and I mentioned this at the beginning of the series, is that as I read the Word of God, early in the morning, sometimes I'm not awake yet, and sometimes it's tough to get through some of these Old Testament passages, you know what I mean? So for me, what's been helpful is I've been putting the audio Bible in my ears through my headphones and listening to it while I'm reading it. And it's super helpful. If you're struggling to get through some of the Old Testament passages, I would recommend that. But one of the problems with that is I'm connected to the internet as I'm listening to the Bible on my phone. And along with that comes notifications. And so every once in a while, as I'm reading the Word of God, I'm getting these bing, pop, bing, whatever the thing is, and it's like, oh, I've got an email. Oh, I've got to reply to that Facebook message. Oh, I've got that event today. And constant notifications of what's going on in my life and in the world, like the Golden State Warriors won again. I've got that notification that pops up too. You got to check that out, right? But I'm trying to read the Word of God. And so as I'm reading, I'm also being distracted. I'm being pulled in two different directions. And at that moment, I have a decision to make. Am I going to continue to pursue God in my quiet time, or am I going to, who cares about that anyway? Let's see who won the game last night. I have a choice. And I think that's what Elijah is getting at here. He says, how long are you going to be limping between these two different opinions? In fact, I love how Elijah here is essentially drawing a line right down the middle. He's saying, who are you going to be devoted to? Who are you going to pursue? Who are you going to follow? Who are you going to pay attention to? Where's your focus going to be? Are you going to follow God, or are you going to follow this Baal? This is like the duel of the deities. And Elijah's like Don King for you boxing fans. He's setting up this duel of the deities. Two gods enter, and one God's going to come out. We're going to see who that God really is, because there's a battle going on here for someone's worship and someone's devotion. He says, how long will you limp between these two different opinions? I started thinking about that this week and trying to get a visual in my head to help you guys understand what he's talking about. I came up with more of like a fence. What that is like, that phrase, how long are you going to limp between two different opinions, is kind of like if you were on the fence. Like literally, I'm on the fence. Now, we cut it down because that would be super painful and super awkward if it was a 6-foot fence. But you can imagine, what if I had stilts? What if I was taller, right? What if I was Yao Ming? What if I was Shaq and I could get my leg over this fence? And you told me to run full speed ahead, right down the fence line. Could I do it? Probably not. It's going to be super painful, right? And super awkward. I can't limp. I can't walk. I can't step on two different sides of the fence if you want me to go all out and run for God. You can't be over here and also over here. You can't be all in by having 1 foot over here and 1 foot over here. It's kind of like the hokey pokey, right? You put 1 foot in, you put 1 foot out, and you shake it all about, and you realize when you do that in life, it don't work. And he's like, how long are you going to be distracted? How long are you going to put your attention over here in the world and kind of juggle things by going back and forth between God and what this world thinks is important? How long are you going to limp between two different opinions? God says, pick a side.